thought, because working with emotions is a personal thing. It has to be in a group like this where people actually become vulnerable and put a name to their emotion. Because I wouldn't know what you were feeling. Even if you were speaking it, it's hard to know what you're actually feeling. I can only hear your thoughts. Oh my God, it's snowing now. So they work the only place they can have what we call it similarities in the head, where the stories are created. But if you want to work with yourself, you got to go deeper. You got to go to the heart. But there's not a one shoe fits all there.
Mm.
Our word for today is comfortable.
Mm.
Being comfortable. A comfortable being, quantum energy. Comfortable being.
Quantum energy being comfortable.
So Allison, I heard you say, I caught my awareness.
I wonder if I caught my awareness or myself. Is that the same one and the same thing? Could be. Sorry, Jess.
It's like yeah, great. I don't know. And it's like you caught an automatic, which is your energy, right? You caught either so we catch our being or we catch our doing. That's what we're catching. It's like the automatics.
Yes.
So you spoke like aware. We start with awareness. Yes. It's like that's, and knowing where you start is important. And so like we only have the present. So every present moment you could choose to start all over again.
Exactly.
And like that, it's like, is that your automatic?
To start again.
Yeah. Not to go, it's like usually no, because we're usually starting something, holding on to something in the middle of something. So like all of a sudden you can see how complex it gets.
Yes.
I don't want to go complex. I want to stay simple. So it's like, oh, like we're the majority, 80% we can be comfortable with 80%. Yeah. It's like, all right, I can agree. I can find similarities with 80% of what you say. And we're like, the edges will be there, but we're not going to explore them. So this is like in the center, like this is trying to just go to the truth of like what I see it as, what I'm working here. Whether like awareness happens, and it doesn't matter like where it came from. What matters is what am I going to do with it?
Yes.
So it's looking forward, not looking backwards with it. And the simple structure I see with it is a be, do, have. Alice, and I heard it in your
Mm.
story. Being, doing. And it was like, oh, you were aware of one of them. Like, it doesn't matter which one. The awareness is what's important.
Yes, I mean, you put even more clarity on it.
Yeah. See, you open the space and then we go into it.
Mm. Mm.
Now we can, so if there's a be, do, have, it's like, well, you've got 3 choices to start with.
Mm.
And unfortunately, though, you've already got an automatic you start with.
Mm. So the first step is to become aware of the automatic so that you can have enough space to choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Now, automatics are hard to catch because it's like anything, like not until it's broken does it matter.
Yes.
Like we think of our car or our appliances, right? Like we don't give any thought to them until they don't work.
Yeah.
That's our
Yeah.
automatics. Our automatics are like that.
And even our bodies, never mind our appliances, right?
Yes, yes. And it's like appliances take energy and we take energy.
Yeah.
So it's like being human is being energy at a quantum level.
Yeah.
And to conserve our energy, we created automatics.
Correct.
It lowered the amount of energy that we'd have to, because when we're hungry, so we can choose. You are automatically starting in a be or do or have position. Like it's your thinking is like starting with one of them. And if I went with society, I would say it's 2 of the 3 that don't work because it's an unresolvable structure. Now, not everyone, but the majority are. And we can see it by, do we start with be, do we start with do, or do we start with have? And I think we need to add like definitions to the be, do, have to really understand this cycle. Like, really, so there's 3 words and there's one way that it will work. 2 ways it won't. Wonder why that is.
So I can only think of one way that it will work and one way that it doesn't. So I'm curious, what's the second way in which it doesn't?
Shit. Well, I'd love it. Like, what would you tell me those 2, and then we'll look into it.
Okay. So the way in which it does work is if all 3 are connected and informing each other. Being, doing, and having.
Great. Now, tell me a time when those 3 aren't working together and you are alive.
Well, I don't know if I can do that yet, but what I do what instinctively came to me is that in our social structures, there's an emphasis on doing and having.
Thank you. That's the thing. Yes.
So that's the one way that we know now doesn't work.
Okay. So you say, so your order went do, have, be.
Yeah, could be. Sure.
So
But the be is completely ignored.
Very much so. It's like it's good. It's like it's the third, it's the stepchild, right? The third one.
Yeah.
The left, the outcast, right?
Well,
so
the black sheep.
Yeah, the being doesn't belong. And
yeah.
If I say being is emotions and thoughts, emotions and thoughts, if I thought that's the being, then it'd be like, of course, our thinking then drives our doing, and our doing, then we look at what we have. And we leave out the being, the feeling aspect. Yes, I agree. That's one way. Doesn't work.
No. Well, it doesn't. It certainly doesn't bring about creative collaboration and expansion. It might do that for a small percentage of people, but definitely not for humanity as a whole, and definitely not in collaboration with nature either. I mean, we're destroying our home to a large extent because of that.
And so if you start with, like, here's a shortcut to see if this is your dominant, your automatic structure. Ready? Yeah. So you're going to fill in 2 blanks. There's going to be 2 blanks to fill in, and I'll pause in it, because what this is like, this is what we say in our background, but we just can't catch it until someone says, oh, why don't you listen for this inside you? All right. So as I go along, what you're saying the words with me, and what you're going to do is, I want you to, in your head, fill in the blanks. So you will say this, you'll say it with me right in your head. All right, here we go. When I have, then I'll be. When I have, then I'll be. What you notice is that the do isn't even in there. The do is the starting position. It's the first point. It's always structure, always has one point that we're in, that we're starting with. But do you see that we don't notice that, and we just go for the next one? That's the version of it. So what were your blanks?
My blanks were, when I have energy, then I'll be productive.
Nice. Mine always was, when I have my money, then I can be happy. So what you'll notice is that what I was like, my have was out there, material, and then that material would give me the feeling. So I'm going to do whatever I need to get that from out there. And then what I want from it will come in through the inside. So I was going out to there to in here, and it just doesn't work when I go from there.
Mm.
I call that giving power away, giving our energy, the power of our energy away, because it's our focus.
Mm.
We're saying, here, have it, material money.
Mm. Mm.
And the other way is that it's like a have, do, be model. So it's very similar to it, but it's like, it's just, it's wanting, like having, it's like to have it so bad that that's all you can do. It's like just doing it. And it really ignores the emotional aspect of it because it's such a grind.
Mm. Mm.
Now, sure, it's like we can make cases that any one of them is right. And we can make cases any one is wrong. The point is whether you work with it your way and find what works for you. That's what awareness is all about.
Yeah, and if you have something that captures you, like that phrase of being a limb of creation, then I mean, it obviously, as you can hear, it really stayed with me. So if I had to just make the link that there is for me now in my experience is productivity, the notion of productivity for me with my judger, it's about, well, I'm not being productive enough. And then when I saw that phrase, there was a very different experience for me about doing. I've been productive could be quite constrictive. But being a limb of creation has got so much opportunity, so many possibilities. And it has all that sense and experience of that feeling of engagement, being instrumental, belonging. Whereas for me, productivity can be very isolating and very isolated and force. There can be a lot of force that's not a pull but a push. And so when my body is tired, there are different ways of still engaging and being instrumental. I'd welcome any anything that comes to anybody with that statement of mine?
Yeah, I absolutely love to listen to you, Alison and Jesse. Didn't want you to stop because, yeah, it makes sense. But
How do you think it resonated for you?
speaking about energy, you know, it's we can harvest energy, and we can lose energy, and we can, you know, tap into different kind of energy.
Exactly.
It's like will he? No, Jesse wrote yesterday. You know, it takes will and what the other thing? To raise above. We have you know different kind of energy. You know, our body needs, you know, like food, and our mind needs some other kind of energy. You know,
and the heart
and the
again
heart.
are different.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It needs nurturing. Yeah, yeah, because there are three kinds of energy. There are positive, negative, and neutral. You know, so what are we putting in? Are we putting negative or neutral or positive?
Nice.
So
Thank
whether
you.
Whether it's the food, you know, there are three kind of energy too in food, and the same with mental food. You know, it's food for the brain.
Yes.
There's three kind of. So the awareness, you know, can raise us to nurturing us in a different level. But it takes time, it takes practice, it takes the awareness, it takes will, and what was the other word?
I forget.
But I love listening to you and Jesse. It was.
Jesse, can you remember what the other word was yesterday?
No, I'm just trying to remember what I and Sante had 5 seconds ago.
That's when you know that you're in the flow.
The whole system needs attention and nurturing.
You know, which only happens by the individuals doing it. Like,
or in a group like this.
Yeah, which it can only happen at each individual level, and that's how like massive changes of culture happen, right? Because culture is just automatics. So let's think of automatics as like hunger is an automatic of ours. We call it hungry, hunger, but it's like you're always between like starvation, which is death, and full, like empty. You're always between empty. You're always between empty and full. Enough, not enough energy, always.
Yes.
Let's take hunger, because hungry, like that's how we feed our energy. If we are just energy, which is what I'm saying, is like, let's look at ourselves as just energy. We're being energy. It's like we're learning how to be energy.
Yeah.
Rather than just our automatics, like more than our automatics. And so it's like hunger. It's like, well, start right where you are right now. It's like, where are you in terms of hunger? 10 is like full, and 0 is starving. You get an answer, don't you? But were you aware of it before?
Mm. Yeah. That's the whole thing that makes it so difficult to untangle our blind spots, because we don't, we our awareness isn't there, and as you said, until something is broken and it's not going as expected or as we want. That's an automatic.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if we had our intention on awareness of what is all the time?
Oh, that would be a great practice, because you would be like, that would be you would be improving something. Yeah. So if you, it's like, it's like you start to become, right? Being is become. So becoming, you becoming hungry. So you get a feeling, right? And then you're like, the awareness says, oh, I know what that feeling is. I know what that being is. That is being hungry. Ah, you see how you put the words to it
Mm.
in your head? Like, you automatically do this. You're not even
Mm.
aware you're doing this.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Automatic. And then you set out, right? You go to do. So you were being, all of a sudden you like to the point where you're like started being hungry. You noticed it. You were aware. And then you started to move into the action, which is doing. Action is the doing. And so it's like, all right, now what do I do? Well, we gather food.
Mm.
And it really, it's like, then we eat it. That's the action, is we eat the food.
Mm.
That's the doing. So the being was, oh, aware. It's like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, then I eat it. I eat food. And then what do I have? Not hungry. I'm full, not hungry. As far away from hungry as you can be. Just for that moment, though. And that moment doesn't mean it's always the same moment, but it's only for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the cycle. And then you will get hungry again, right? I mean, like, does it happen to you 3, 4, 5 times a day?
Mm-hmm.
But like, when most of us worry, like, think about it, it's like, what do we think about? Oh, what do I want? What do I want to eat? Oh my God, talk about that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where the focus goes, is like, well, what am I going to eat? I mean, that's what I do. It's like, what am I going to eat? Doing, right? The doing.
Mm.
So that's where I said, like, most of us, it's like, we're not even, we just, like, that's where we start. We started, well, okay, well, what do I want to eat? Not even really recognizing, like, there's hunger there. Like, there's a whole process that's inside of us. It's going, and we just run it on automatic.
Yeah. Yeah. And in running that automatic, we miss out on so much. And so much that could serve us.
And it's all through awareness. It's like,
Yeah.
It wasn't there, and all of a sudden it was there.
Yeah.
Now we all have them, but we all face them differently.
Mm.
So like being is all about the feeling. So here, it's like being, really all we have for being is you're sad, mad, or glad.
Mm.
So if you're aware of your being, are you sad, glad, or mad? At any moment.
Do you see that there are two negative emotions as to positive?
Well, what would you say the majority of our lives are? Positive or negative?
For the majority.
We are putting in,
Go, Chi.
the reason why, there's so much I forgot, junk food out there, is we're not aware of our system.
Yeah.
How to, because are we feeding the taste bud? Are we, nurturing ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go for what tastes good,
Oh, great. In Chi, our automatics and our thinking mind, if we listen to that, it's like just consuming junk food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's
And
not. It's not nourishment for the soul.
yeah, it's not nutrient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't nurture the body.
Mm.
And the body is the home of the soul.
It's our kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't look like much inside there.
until you are aware of what you are looking at.
Yes, exactly. Just encased energy.
Mm-hmm. And exquisite order.
Of mostly water.
Yes.
So our energy is conscious water. Whoa.
Mm. Mm. And even when you say that it's conscious water, it depends on our awareness, whether we use the consciousness or not. Right? If you're aware of your being, you're beginning to use it. You're beginning to engage with it, rather. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And we amplify when we engage.
Yeah.
And we have many, many possibilities. Infinite possibilities.
Well, it's like my ego thinking mind with words was not quite present. Like taking like present when I was created. It was created as a result of it.
That's a really good way of putting it. That's such a good way, Jesse.
And did I feel my mother's emotions as I was developing?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I did, but I couldn't speak to them. Not until I was 47 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
Or when I could start putting words to say, oh, the feelings are in here, and this is how I automatically respond to them. So doing, so then we get into the doing. It's like, so I'm being sad, mad, or glad. And so then what are we doing?
Are we creating flow or disease?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's right. That's the have, right? That's the have. Like the have is the feedback. It's like, is it flowing?
Mm.
Is it moving? Is it going? Is it oscillating? Is it going backwards? And so the doing is right. Is it fight, flight, freeze, or engage? Like, are you engaging or are you avoiding?
Very nice. I love that addition of engaging as an automatic, right?
It can be.
Yeah. That's a new automatic.
Yes, and is engaging.
Mm-hmm. It is. It certainly is.
And no is fighting, freezing, or avoiding.
Yes, can also be avoiding and fleeing. Don't know if yes is fighting. Internally, perhaps, yes. Yeah.
Fight is an automatic no.
But in order to raise our awareness further, we need will and passion and intention and because the neutral is just a point that you can take to anywhere you like. Yeah. Oh, that's what I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the best chance in neutral.
Mm. I think that the meaning with life is to transcend.
Yes, I would agree. The most meaning.
Different level of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And so is living thinking or feeling?
It's both.
Both, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's this body, mind, and spirit. We are three parts that create one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it depends on the coherence between the three to bring that beautiful
exactly.
word.
Yeah, coherence. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. The harmonizing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't stop. Go ahead. I was just enjoying listening.
But I could say the same to you, Chi.
I'm driving. Picking up my daughter from school.
Yes.
And soon I will be listening some more because I'm about to
pick her up.
Cooking the dinner.
Yeah. Hmm.
The essence of life is feeling, not thinking.
Yeah, I would agree.
Now, how we've automatically, culturally overlaid the importance of thinking, like have placed thinking higher than feeling, that is it's a weak structure compared to what it could be.
And it's a dominant structure.
And it's a dominating structure, yeah, which is a fighting structure, right? Aggressive, pushive, yeah.
And limiting.
And
it's so constrictive.
It's destructive.
Yeah, it is very destructive.
Its focus is on destruction, taking from. Not giving, taking from. Abstract, yes. Big picture, yes. Ever possible? I don't know. One heart at a time, it is. But it takes every heart, and that's what I have faith in. Many don't. But how could I not have faith in your heart, your passion, your joy for life? And what's sad is I know it's in there. You just won't let it out. I know mine's in there. I won't let mine fully out. But hey, we get to journey it together. That's so much better than doing it alone. I talked to people last night. Like they are struggling with meditating. Like quieting their mind. And it's like, oh, I remember.
And so did you make the suggestion just to be with the awareness of the busy mind and watch it?
Nope.
No, Jesse, that was a golden opportunity.
Meditation, like this is my meditating and prayer time.
Oh, there was a lovely thing about prayer. I'm going to see if I can find it quickly. It went something to this effect. It was, prayer is not a conversation. It is a way of being.
Yeah, because too many people look for God out there, and man, I don't think he's going to show himself out there.
Yeah.
Like, God is not out there.
Like the Bible says, the kingdom of God is within.
So I read this yesterday. I want to share it with you as well. And just think like what we've done here. I just got to find it. So, as beginners in meditation, we might now reread this prayer several times very slowly, savoring every word and trying to take in the deep meaning of each phrase and idea. Like charge, right? The awareness of charge. Now, it continues. It will help if we can drop all resistance to what our friend says. That was 2 years of practice in here. Dropping the charge to what people say, how they say it, changing, adjusting the automatics towards silence, towards what's inside us. It continues, for in meditation, debate has no place. We rest quietly with the thoughts of someone who knows, so that we may experience and learn. We rest quietly. That's our silence, and most of the days practice silence together. That's the magic. But it was like people I was talking to, it's like, that's why they're still in their automatics, right? They still are responding to things out there, and like that's what they're getting, but they don't want it, yet they won't like do meditation the way they think meditation needs to be done.
Yes, that's yeah. Oh.
It changes.
I agree.
Yeah, it evolves, right? And we all have different starting points.
I know why I wasn't able, to meditate on a consistent base, because I got it all wrong. I was putting too much effort in, to to fight my thoughts and feeling,
Yes.
When it's all about, it's just about let it flow, let the thoughts and the feeling pass, like clouds, not holding on to them, not judging them, not.
That's right.
It took me a long time to get to that realization. So.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Meditation is different for everyone. It's
Yes.
being present with yourself.
And that was what I told them. I was like, yes, you do the meditation so that you can live a meditation, so that as things happen out there, right, you can see it just for what it is.
Yep, like watching the traffic.
Being the observer.
See, my teacher used to say, being blue sky and watching the clouds.
But the condition of our mind, it can be really working against us, Not knowing, we can fight ourselves not knowing.
Yes.
And fight ourselves having to know.
Good catch, Jess. Mm.
It's all about taming our mind. Change your mind and your life
Yeah.
will change. Shift,
Yeah.
make that shift.
I think it's changed the feeling.
Mm.
I think if we shift
it-
our automatic feelings to one away from
Oh yeah.
angry and sad to
Oh yeah.
glad, like we can live through, we can see everything through gratitude,
Compassion.
passionate, yeah,
Yeah.
see more of that and allow the sad, the mad, just
Mm.
aware of it. Don't let it consume us.
Yes.
Yeah. And for me, what I go back to, and it's the thing that I don't practice nearly enough in myself, is that those constrictive emotions, when we hand them over to the body and we sit with the body,
Yep.
the body will digest them. It will process them and release them or transmute them.
And if we don't, then what do they do?
They hang on like Velcro.
They keep showing up, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like we don't learn their lesson to move on, so we just stay right where we're at. And
Yep.
that's comfortable.
Yep. Can be, for sure.
I'm just mad and sad and comfortable.
Yeah. Because I know it. It's familiar.
Comfortably numb.
Yeah. Very much so.
We're numbing ourselves.
Mm.
Instead of feeling, yeah.
And so we go back, for me, I would go back to the importance of not knowing, how that creates a space and gives us a blank canvas.
Yes.
But usually our automatic to not knowing is to become even more constrictive.
Actually, the knowing doesn't change anything.
Say that again, Heinz.
The knowing doesn't change anything. You can ask yourself, is it raining outside? Well, if you walk outside and it is raining, will it change anything from if it wasn't raining? No. And that you know it's raining doesn't change that it is raining. Knowing is just something the ego wants to not even be aware of, because awareness is something that you're doing change, but the knowing you don't, you just awareness is sort of like allowing, and the knowing is accepting.
Yes, I would swap the word knowing for conclusion.
Yeah.
It very much depends on the drive behind the knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice it's like if you go across the A on the matrix, it's aware, allow, where, allow.
Just those two words, how much they can shift, eh?
That's it.
Yeah. All the words that starts with an A. You know, it's all about an opening.
Mm-hmm. It's like 3 that we work here as aware, allow, and align. Those are our A's. So it's ABC. It's just as easy as ABC. Aware you're being charges. You're being charged. Aware you're being charged. Aware you're being charges. I don't know yet. It's like the charge. Just aware of where you're being charged. And then you can allow breakthroughs to break through choice. Allow breakthrough choice. It's breaking through the choice. And then align, belong, coherently. It's like, oh, that's a matrix, ABC, like of what we flow through. So belonging coherently is what we're after. So that we can so our energy can be peacefully powerful or powerfully peaceful, passionately purposeful.
Wow, that is so good. Yeah, music to my ear.
Yeah.
Ferociously calm.
And plentifully prosperous.
Perfect.
So good.
Good one, Will.
Yeah. I'm like, that sounds perfect.
Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
And funny, I don't remember the first structure in the 3x3, but ABC is the second and identity is the third. I forgot the third one last time, but now it's the first. That's wrong. Yeah.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're just trying them on.
Yep.
That's all it is. That's all. There's no right way. It's just in like trying it on, seeing what it is for you, and then we share it. Oh, and we see it differently. And we see it the same.
It's an exploration, eh?
It's like you know, when we talk about path, you know, our path, we think, you know, in terms of a line, you know, but it's not always in linear. It's also circular.
I think aligning is both. Sorry, Chi.
No, go ahead, Elson.
I'm sorry, what did you say first?
I forgot it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So my comment was just on the word align. And I think align for me is both. It's linear and circular.
Yeah. But in life, you know, we went through many cycles within cycles, and
if you mix lineage and circular, you get a wave.
Yep.
Sequential.
And a hurricane is still spinning and moving.
Yeah.
In a line. And so a line also goes like 2D, but then we include 3D and 4D. Just space.
Mm.
It was, it's the vortex. It's, the vortex that we talk about here. It's the wobble.
Yes, yes. Oh,
It's all energy. How, like, we're just moving energy. That's what
Yep.
life is just energy. Energy in motion. So there's
Mm.
being and doing is energy in motion. We're being energy. So what is that energy doing? Well, usually it's just doing automatics. So do your opposite automatics.
yes.
That's that simple.
Mm. That's why so many people they are seeking discomfort in order to have fun, or to explore, oneself through discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was only valuable if it was hard work.
Mm.
Right? It's only important if it was hard work, and it's only worth anything if it's hard work. So it's like, to get all of that, like, what is the starting position?
Mm.
Work. There you go. Is it true? It's like yes and no.
Yes.
But if you're starting with it, no. Now, could it work? Like, looking backwards, yes. Will it work going forward? No. And but it's not, the point is, like, what doesn't, like, we all have a version of it. Not fighting for one that's right or wrong. We're just aware, bringing it forward. And if we're attached to it, which is from the charge we see, if we're attached to it, then we're just like, oh, there's some attachment there, right? It's like, there doesn't need to be, but it's amazing that you attach to it that way. I don't. Or maybe I used to attach to it like that, and then I looked this way. See, now we're serving.
I mean, the interesting thing about opposites also is that they are contained within each other, right? When we say no to something, we're saying yes to something else. And when we say yes to something, we're saying no to something else. And the key is to have the awareness of what it is that one's saying no to and what it is that one is saying yes to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when you have the awareness, then you can choose.
Yeah. And structure it to be easy yeses.
I'll give you that, Jess.
The automatic for me is it's always like I gotta work hard.
Yeah.
And so I heard Jesse say, well, just try doing the opposite of what the automatic is.
Yeah.
So, like, what if it was just easy? What if it could just be easy, and it gets to be easy and fun?
Exactly.
It's like, try that out. Okay, well, I guess that's my homework. I get to try out. It gets to be fun, and it gets to be easy, and I get to be fun and easy and relaxed and calm, rather than struggle and work hard and just make ends meet, kind of thing.
Yeah. Where will you get it?
Where would I get it?
Mm-hmm.
Get what?
Fun.
Easy.
Fun. Easy.
From within.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't.
It's not out there.
That's right.
It was from within here.
It was even in your language. It's like, when I get it, then I got it. It's like, when I get it, it's like, that's still looking backwards. It's like, well, why don't you say that it just is? It is.
Just be it. Yeah.
It is. And it's like, oh, now
It
can I
is
allow
fun.
it? Can I allow it? And then you say no, and it's like, okay, I wonder why.
Huh,
Yeah, it's like, okay, let me see. But it's like, can I try? It's like, ego, can I try? It's like you gotta nearly ask permission, right? Really?
No.
Just the timing, Will. What I paid attention to was get. Where do I get is a backwards one. Not
Okay.
not going forward with it was just my sense of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need.
That's an automatic too. That has us an automatic of how we orient to things, especially just as we're changing them and trying them on, right? It's different. It's like, yeah, here, open it even more.
You know, even like what's a little more gentle is like, what if it could be easy? Just what if, you know, like try that on. What if it could be easy? What if it could be fun?
Right.
You know,
We
rather
had
than, oh, I gotta force it, you know?
Yep. How could it be? Remember that? How could it be?
Yeah.
Release it. How could it be? That is momentum
How could
releasing.
it be fun?
Yeah.
How
What
could
is
it be
it?
easy?
What is it? What is it? Awareness. What is it? How could it be easy, fun, playful, joyful? How could it be?
Yeah.
Because you're automatically already making it the other things, the opposite.
Yeah, that's the automatic.
Mm-hmm. That's what you were getting. So you were going to go get more of your getting. It's like, yeah,
the
well,
automatic.
Don't waste your energy doing that.
You don't need to change about what you're doing. You just need to change your perspective of how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you
That's all it
change
is.
the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The feeling releases, and you can then, that's how you have it. So you be, have, do, like in that model, be, have, do. And it works the other way, be, do, have. Like no matter how you play with it, as long as you start with be, it'll work.
What about have, be, do? So if you have it, like let's say you just visualize having it, and
then
you
the
tune into
definition
what it
of my
feels
have,
like.
the definition of my have changes then.
Oh, okay.
So you would change my definition of have, which have to me is when you see it. And I think that's how majority of people relate to it, is that when they see it.
Oh. So it's not even like the feeling of it, like the emotion of having
That's right.
it.
No, that's being. That's be. That's be.
Oh, that's be.
That's be. Being is the feeling, the emotion. It's the emotion of, it's aware of your energy. That's being. Doing is the action. Like, so having is the blending of do and be. That's what have is.
Okay.
Have is the creation.
It's in the halfway point, like the have. It's been halved by be and by do. It's like on a teeter-totter, like on a balance, on a scale or whatever, a pendulum. Anyways,
it's creation.
It's a center point.
It's having is it's been created, so it was invisible. Yeah. So then we had an intention, which then shapes the being, which is the feeling, which then ignites the action, right? And then the action is the creation. Now we get the feedback of the creation. That's have. Have is the feedback from the creation, from the blend, from the mixture of our being and doing. So it's our energy. It's like taking the energy and our action, putting it together. And now we have something. You build a house. That's what you do. You have a house at the end, but it took being and doing to create it. You can't do one without the other.
Yeah, it does take both. It's like the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah, exactly. That's another layer to look at it. Hello, good morning, Sindrell.
Morning, Sindrell. Welcome.
Good morning, beautiful soul.
Let her heart and her soul in. It just wanted to get in the middle of that, which is awesome.
You can tell. I was like,
The water's fine.
And yes, I'm thinking of some, you asked about, well, can you start with have? And I was like, what does thou have in your hand, Moses? Sometimes you have everything you need. And I think we always have what we need to get to the next place, even though it's not visible. What do you have? You can have a stick. You can have imagination. You can have desire. Have. It's like, you want stuff, but you want to get that new toy, but that other toy that you wanted last year, it's still in the box. And if you would just open up what you have, open up your heart, what you have, open up your mind, what you have. So,
Love it.
have.
I think it's a part of, we've been domesticated for centuries, and how they can control us is, how they can make us obey, is by taking away our imagination.
Now,
What's taking away imagination?
They don't want you to think out of the box. It's all written. It's all, you have to follow rules of societies and so on and so forth.
Okay. So we're our language. Our language is controlling us. That's all it is. It may appear that they did it out there. Yeah. They did, right? It started some structure somewhere, but today it's not them doing to it. We're doing to ourselves with our automatics that we're unaware of. So let's put the blame there. And what I'll point out is, remember, it's like, yes, Will, it could change, but it's like at some point you have to have it. That's what the ego does, is it wants to change it, right? As it tries things out. But it's like what it did is like you changed my definition, which are boundaries. Right? It's like I look at it like this, and Sindrell took it then and said, okay, so you move the order. Perfect. It's great. It's like, that's how we explore. And then it's like, then she not did she change the order, but then she changed the time. She took time. She said, well, I'm going to put have in the present. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like, yes, you took it from my future. You took it from the perspective of the future and put it in the present. And of course it changes when we do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who's right, who's wrong when we're just changing the coordinates?
There's still points.
A circle,
It's still a structure.
It's still on the circle. It's just somewhere else. Whether it's 180 degrees opposite of it, it's still on the same circle. How can we be whole if it's not a circle? So it's that play, right? With the changing the time tenses, changes perspectives, changes attachments, changes identities. And it's, but we don't, and we automatically do it without even realizing it. So it's like we're already doing it. We're just doing it the opposite way.
And are we staying so neutral that things are being done and we're letting it do us instead of us doing us? Man, I just had to drop in for a minute. I'm gonna be listening for a little bit and then I gotta go. You guys are juicy, awesome Starbuckles and highlights. Ooh, get your goat going. You don't even want to leave. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sindrell.
Thank you, Sindrell.
Thank you, Sindrell.
Star buckles.
It's so much easier and richer when we're in the present. Being present with awareness. And being aware of the present.
Being at ease.
Mm.
Well, I'm trying to wrap up what is like a fireside is a 3x3 matrix. ABC, where aware, being, charged. Like, oh, column 1, ABC. And then when we are aware of being charged, when we're aware of our charge, then we can allow breakthroughs. And we allow breakthroughs by choosing.
Mm.
And in our choice, it's like, oh, what's the right choice? What's the best choice? What choice do I need to make? Well, we need to align it. We need to make sure it's aligned.
Yes.
Because with new awareness, we want to align it. We learn what to align. What are we aligning it to? Well, so that we can belong. Belonging. It's like belonging is sharing our passions with the world so that we can all belong. We can break out, do the opposite of our automatics and belong. Belong coherently. So this is inner work and outer work. It's the inner work we get good with first, and then we spread and share, scatter that to the rest.
And that's how we are in service.
Yep.
To ourselves.
And
like the ABCs of fireside.
It is. That's the matrix, the ABCs of conductors. Yeah, conductors. That's the structure conductors are working with. For the sake of what? One, what is being is our energy. That's like, it's our energy. So it's like to experience the energy. It's how do we use it? And it's to be peacefully powerful. So like peaceful power, they don't go together. We do. Passionately purposeful. Purpose with passion, yes. And plenty of prosperity. Not always cash. Not always cold, hard cash, aka currency.
It's a way of thinking, a way of being.
That's right. Wow. Being plentiful.
Yes. This is invaluable, really. Wow. Wow.
Each of us, right, it's the essence of life. The essence of life is feeling, not thinking. We create a judge-free zone to practice that so that we can practice authentically being equal, equally powerful, engaging each of our inner passions, which is truly just our genius, our greatness, and our gifts. And the world is waiting for us to scatter this. They're waiting for our story so that they can tell their story.
And so that we can expand and be a limb of creation. I mean, we are anyway, but it's whether we're conscious of it or not. Thank you, everybody. This was a great.
Thank you 1,000 times, all of you.
Thank you, G. You contributed so much.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Wow, you give all this for free, man. Yeah, you gotta get the truth must keep afloat, not stagnating, not keep in one place. We have to spread it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did it so well. You all did it. Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye, all.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
See you
Till
guys.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Same bed channel, same bed time.
Yes. For as long or as little as you want.